Our reporter Bryce Washington's on the scene, and the satellite's up.
Terror at the Olympic Games. 2 dead, 100 hurt by a pipe bomb explosion. The hunt is on tonight for whoever is responsible. The games are continuing, but the mood is somber.
From NBC News, this is NBC Nightly News.
We begin today's newscast with the following question. Is Atlanta ready for a terrorist attack? Our reporter Bryce Washington is investigating, and he's live from Georgia Power with very interesting information. Bryce, good morning.
Good morning, Gerardo. Hi, I'm standing live from the Georgia Power building. I got a chance to see what officials regarding the Atlanta prepared to survive a terrorist attack.
O'clock in the morning at an electricity substation in California. The flashes you can see on the security camera footage, a gunfire. The shooting went on for 20 minutes and took out 17 giant transformers that feed Silicon Valley. Just before the police arrived, the snipers vanished into the night. It all happened 10 months ago and at first was classified as an act of vandalism. But no one's been arrested, no suspects have been identified, and what's emerging now suggests it was much more sophisticated, coordinated, and maybe extremely sinister. US Navy SEALs say it's a replica of how they would strike a foreign power's infrastructure, meticulously planned and untraceable. And the US government's energy regulator at the time has called it the biggest terrorist attack on the power grid ever.
That there are individuals out there capable to do this kind of damage. I mean, certainly you can write a government report as they have over the last 30 years, but without you understanding and knowing that in fact there are people who are intent on doing this kind of damage, you don't take it quite as seriously. Now that we know that, now that we know how well trained they were and how well they executed this, I think people are taking it seriously. The entire United States could go black if you knocked out enough of these substations in a coordinated attack. You could turn the entire country into a 2003 blackout.
And Americans remember 2003, one computer problem escalating rapidly to leave more than 40 million people without power. It was a reminder of how a society so dependent on electricity can feel vulnerable. And the talk now is that they've been kept in the dark about the risk of terrorism.
It concerns me that a couple of guys can roll up in a car and take out a substation like that overnight. But what concerns me more is that we had no idea that it happened up until, the story broke.
There was no blackout this time because engineers rerouted power. Owner PG&E is spending millions on improving security.
This incident was a game changer for the industry. It's not just PG&E working alone. The whole industry as a whole is working with policymakers, with government officials, with law enforcement agencies at all levels to meet and have constructive discussions about how we can all work together and improve grid security across the country.
But what started as suspected vandalism is now in the hands of the FBI. They say they don't believe it was terrorism. But the attackers haven't been found, and America is left wondering and asking itself, what if?
Tonight I'll be at Grady Memorial Hospital.
What would happen if Atlanta gets attacked by a terrorist group? Our investigative reporter Bryce Washington joins us live from Grady Memorial Hospital.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm standing live in front of Grady Memorial Hospital, where I got an opportunity to speak with officials regarding the Atlanta prepared to survive a terrorist attack.
It's the Institute of Disaster Management, and we have the responsibility for preparing hospitals and nursing homes, and in fact all the coalition of groups that have to respond to a mass casualty event here in the state of Georgia and across the country. Ever since September 11th, over a decade ago, we've had to really change the way we are going to respond to mass casualty events because they're much more likely now. And so these are not just man-made events, but also natural events. But what we're doing is we have 40 hospitals and a coalition of emergency management groups all working together all over Atlanta. So Kurt, tell us about the nerve center of action here.
So what we have is our Emergency Operations Center, where all the section chiefs from the various branches of the Incident Command System are going to be located. They're going to be receiving information not only from internally within the hospital, but also externally from the community, as well as the other hospitals within this region.
So the decisions are being made here in this room for the response in this whole region.
Absolutely. All strategic decisions, mainly for the hospital, are going to be involved in this command center here. We also have a mobile command center that's set up outside here at Wellstar Kennestone that's going to be receiving all the regional coordinating hospital information for the entire region and all of Metro Atlanta.
All right. I see you've got, everybody's wearing little bibs or something on. What do these things mean?
All right, so everyone in here has an identifying vest on, and the reason for that is so that we know exactly who they're going to report to. So when staff from the various departments come to the command center to give their reports, they know exactly who they're going to, and if we have to relieve our command staff, then it's easy to change a vest and a title rather than a name. Staff turnover rates and because of things that occur within the hospital setting, it's always important to go by titles, especially when you're in a unified command and you're going to be communicating with community partners as well as your internal staff here at the facility.
Well, as you mentioned, we're doing the exercise here at this one hospital facility, but there's also a lot of other hospitals throughout Metro Atlanta, which is Regions N and Region D, which encompasses all of Metro Atlanta and about 8 counties. But it's not just the hospitals that are doing the exercise today. It's also the nursing homes, the hospital health care, for a lot of them have home health, and of course we have the ambulance transportations, as well as other responders, including the National Guard. And this exercise is a culmination of 9 months worth of planning, and we have over 80 different agencies from Metro Atlanta involved in the exercise today. Fire departments, police departments, also local sheriff's department, as I mentioned, the National Guard, and then all the healthcare coalitions are involved in this exercise, all the way from district public health down to the local county public health, and then the hospitals as well as nursing homes are involved in this effort, all practicing their disaster plans so that they would be ready to respond for the citizens of Georgia should the need arise.
Back to you, Kayla.
Thank you, Bryce, for your information. Have you ever wondered if Atlanta has what it takes to respond to a terrorist attack? To get the facts, we're going live with our reporter, Bryce Washington, who is standing at the Center for Disease Control. Bryce, good morning.
Good morning, Susie. Hi, I'm standing live from the Center for Disease Control. I got an opportunity to speak with officials regarding the Atlanta prepared to survive a terrorist attack.
All right, now let's set the stage for the program with this scene from the 2005 film produced by HBO Films called Dirty War. It shows what would likely occur if a dirty bomb was detonated by terrorists. This is one possible terrorist scenario that you could face, one that would require radiological population monitoring and decontamination.
A large bomb hidden in a van was detonated at 8 a.m. outside Liverpool Street Station. We believe that the bomb might have been used to disperse small amounts of radioactive contamination, which is why every necessary precaution is being taken. In the meantime, we need the public to stay calm and stay put. If you're already in your home, stay in your home. If you're in your office, please remain there. All Londoners not in the vicinity of the incident should go in, stay in, and tune in.
There is no significant risk to your health. But if you find out that excuse me, go home. Masks
No, they said they should stay inside. On the radio.
Public health and emergency preparedness officials must plan for the consequences of such an event. Now, in the early stages of an event like this, it will be critical to make rapid decisions and communicate and direct resources effectively to save lives and protect public health. What would you do if this occurred in your community?
Back to you, Susan.
Thank you so much, Bryce, for your report.